Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me. Today we are going to learn on how to do braids, and I'm going to show you 3 simple ways on how you can braid your hair. So stay tuned and let's watch the video and see how that will come out. And my first braid is going to be a knot braid, and stay with me so that you can see how it looks like and how easily you can achieve it. And guys, if you're new here, kindly subscribe below and hit the button for your support. So guys, every time you're doing your braid, ensure that you have a neat line. It's going to help you bring out that neat braiding. And make sure that you have something to hold the rest of the hair so that you do not stumble when doing your braiding. Especially if you're new, you're a beginner, make sure that you have even a little the hair you're working on. Have it, and the rest just hold it with something or just clip it. So guys, this is our first one, and I'm going to take a braid. And for the first one, I decided to go with this goldish look braid. Yeah, it's color 27 for us here. So I'm going to use different colors so that you can see how different they will come out. So I'm gonna go straight and hold the roots. Make sure that you're holding the roots firmly, because for this one I'm not using any gel and you want it to come out neat. And hold in the middle and place the one part of the braid and hold it together with your hair, and take the other part on the other side. As you can see, I'm taking it to the other side. It's like I'm doing a twist, and then I'm going to give the other braid to one hand, and the hair will remain on the other hand. So afterward I'm going to feed my hair with one strand of braid, and that's what I'm doing here. I'll feed the hair with one strand and make that 3 strands. And guys, anytime you feel like one strand is smaller than the other, just ensure that you feed it with the more larger strand. You just take a small portion from the larger strand and feed the smaller one. So guys, I'm going to continue, and as you can see, the first braid, the problem with it shows your hair. Yes, there's those people who prefer the hair to be seen, but if you don't prefer it to be seen, this will not be the best method for you. But do not worry, because we are going to move to the next braid, and I'm gonna show you how to hide the hair from showing off. So guys, stay tuned and let's finish this one and go to the next one, and you will see how to hide your hair from showing off on the braid. So guys, those are my 3 strands, and I have made sure that they are all equal, and that one will give me the uneven braid. And as you can see down there, it's neat, although it has that small knot. I guess that's why it's called a knot braid. Guys, the secret of a beautiful braid and a neat one is the beginning. If you hold the roots nicely and neatly, the rest of the braid will just flow. Just ensure that the roots are well done. Most of the time, if you do your roots nicely, and make sure that it's not firm, too firm, it's gentle but still neat, Most of the time you do not need a gel for that, especially if you don't want to use it. But if you're comfortable using it, that's also okay. So that's our first braid there, and as you can see, it's neat, but it has that knot there. So we are moving to the second step, and this is where I show you how to do a crochet one. And this one will help you, especially if you're beginning and you know nothing about, gripping the roots. This will really come in handy. So guys, for this one, I'm going to use a very small braid to just support my hair, because I do not want it to be loose when I'm crocheting. So I will simply do it like the first one, but with a very small braid, smaller than the hair I'm holding, and that is for just supporting it. So I will just go and braid it to just a small certain point there, and as you can see, it's already neat. It's just supporting the hair so that when I crochet, it does not come out loose. And I'm going to make sure that I make one braid smaller when I'm crocheting. I'll make one braid smaller and another one bigger, and I'll tell you the reason for that. The smaller one is going to go with the hair I just braided, and it's going to hide it. So guys, that's the bigger one, and I'm going to make it like more like a cross. And that's how you do crocheting for braid. So that's my bigger braid there, and as you can see, that's a cross, and my big braid there makes a cross. So I'm going to hide my hair with the smaller braid, and you can start braiding from the root. And for this one, I don't need to use a lot of muscles when gripping the roots, because I've already done that with the support that I gave it at first, the smaller braid I supported it with. So it's just going to flow all through. And for this one, you are going to hide your hair. It does not have that knot down there. It's more like a knot braid, but for beginners, it's going to help you to just bring out that smooth from the root down there. So I'm going to keep hiding my hair because I don't want to show it on this one, because for this one it's easier to hide the hair because you have already supported it. Guys, as you can see, there we have our two braids, the knot braid and the crochet one, and they have that big difference between them. You can find either and choose which one works for you, and the easier one, the one that you can do. So this is our last braid, and thank you for keeping, for tuning on until the end. And for this one is a knotless braid, and you start braiding it first with your own hair. You do not use the braid when you're starting it, because you do not want it to create a knot down there. So I will just divide my hair and start working on it first before I start adding my braid. And when adding my braid, I will start adding small portion of braid as I go, adding to the size that I want. So I will just braid it smaller on my length there and begin adding my braid, and I will add a small portion, a very thin one, to the hair that I'm holding, and I will begin braiding the hair and adding as I move from the roots. So guys, that's how you start by doing your knotless braid. You begin with your hair and then you start adding slowly by slowly. It's more like a Ghana braid, more like a Ghana braid, but this one will be on your hair. So guys, you add to your according to the size that you want. And for this I will keep adding, and as I am adding, I'm making my size a bit more bigger. So when you add, you go from smallest, and then you go adding a bit more bigger than the smaller one that you added, so that you get the size. You do not need to go a long length for you to just get the size that you want, because if you go you make your length to be a bit more long, you're going to have that a longer thin look from the root. So you want to get your size as fast as you can, and before you actually make the length too big. That's how it looks, and I've already gotten the size that I want. So I'll keep just braiding normally and finishing it out, and it looks amazing. For me, it's number 3, the black one. That one always works for me. You can try either the 3 and find which one you're best at, and try it out and see the results. So guys, that's the technique that I use when I'm doing my braids. Depends on what I want or what my client wants. So I find it interesting, and I just wanted to show you how you can also manage and probably just try it out. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and kindly subscribe and share to a friend. We have finished, and I hope that you got to learn something, and hoping that you will try, or you have already tried. And as you can see, they have a they are slightly different, but not so much. The black one is a knotless, the maroon one is a crochet one, and the blonde one is a knot braid.